How's it going, everyone? In today's video, we have some big news on why Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens had a heated altercation at Survivor Series, big plans for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 39, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get the latest wrestling news. Alright guys, so for our first story of today, we have some big news on plans for Bray Wyatt and LA Knight's feud. So following his return to WWE, Bray Wyatt's first feud back has been against LA Knight on Friday Night SmackDown. And now it looks like WWE has a very interesting idea for their feud, as WrestlingNews.co reports that a brand new match type called Pitch Black is being seriously considered for next year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. The details and rules for the match aren't known, but reports state that it will likely involve Bray Wyatt if it does go ahead. Next up, we have some news that a top AEW star recently underwent surgery. So after not competing in AEW since September, it sadly looks like a top AEW star will have to wait on the sidelines until he is able to step back into an AEW ring again, as Andrade El Idolo revealed on Instagram that he recently underwent surgery after tearing his pectoral muscle just a few months ago. So it will be quite some time until he can wrestle again. So we wish Andrade El Idolo a full and speedy recovery. Next, we have some news on WWE's current plan for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 39. So even though Sami Zayn was very instrumental in the Bloodline's win at Survivor Series War Games, apparently WWE has big WrestleMania plans for the two superstars, as Fightful Select reports that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are set to challenge the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 39, with Sami Zayn set to leave the Bloodline to reunite with Kevin Owens in the first few months of 2023. Next up, we have some big news on why Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens had a heated altercation after Survivor Series. So even though the main event of Survivor Series War Games received a ton of praise from fans, apparently Roman Reigns was furious with something that Kevin Owens did during the match, as Fightful Select reports that Roman Reigns was heated backstage after Survivor Series because of an unplanned spot that took place with Kevin Owens, which he feared might have resulted in a ruptured eardrum. And even though the heated exchange was said to be filled with expletives, it was said that nothing ended up happening. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the topics that we discussed today. Starting off with our first topic, we did talk about plans for Bray Wyatt and LA Knight's feud, and WrestlingNews.co is reporting that a brand new match type called Pitch Black is being seriously considered for next year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view in January. However, the details and rules for the match are unknown at this point in time. The report did state that it will likely involve Bray Wyatt and obviously LA Knight because they are feuding if this match goes ahead. And in my opinion, guys, I think that just by the name itself, Pitch Black, it does sound like a very interesting match that could happen at the Royal Rumble. And so far, since Bray Wyatt has returned to WWE, it has been a bit lackluster because he hasn't really done anything aside from his promos. But now that now that he's feuding with LA Knight, it is a bit more interesting, and I'm excited to see what ends up happening, especially with this match that has been pitched, called Pitch Black, to supposedly happen at the Royal Rumble. So I'm excited to see if that match happens. The next story that we talked about was kind of some bad news for a top AEW star who recently underwent surgery, and that is Andrade El Idolo, who took to Instagram to pretty much post a photo of him at the hospital, saying that he recently underwent surgery after tearing his pectoral muscle just a few months ago. and Andrade has not wrestled for AEW since September, I believe. So it's been a few weeks now since he hasn't stepped back into a AEW ring, and it does look like the reason for that was because of his injury. So also, it he did not say how long he will be out for, but I did do some research and did see that it could take several months for him to fully recover from his surgery. So it could be 3 or 4 months until he can step back into an AEW ring. So we wish Andrade El Idolo a full and speedy recovery. The next story that we talked about was on plans for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 39. And this report comes from Fightful Select. They did say that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are set to challenge the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 39. The report also stated that Sami Zayn is set to leave the Bloodline and reunite with Kevin Owens in the first few months of 2023. So sadly, it does look like Sami Zayn will be ending his relationship with the Bloodline, despite the fact that many fans look forward to seeing Sami Zayn and the Bloodline segments on Friday Night SmackDown, myself included, because it's super entertaining watching Sami Zayn be involved with the Bloodline and Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Solo Sikoa. So it is pretty unfortunate that Sami Zayn is going to split up from the Bloodline, but I'm pretty sure that him and Kevin Owens will have an excellent match against the Usos at WrestleMania 39. And the next story that we talked about was on Roman Reigns, a big story on Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. They reportedly had a heated altercation after Survivor Series, and Fightful Select is reporting that Roman Reigns was heated. Roman Reigns was heated backstage after Survivor Series because of an unplanned spot that took place during the match involving Kevin Owens, and Roman Reigns was said to be, he was afraid that he might have suffered a ruptured eardrum because of some spot that took place in that match involving Kevin Owens. And although the heated exchange was said to be filled with expletives, so they were cursing at each other, it was said that nothing ended up happening. So nothing physical, aside from, the shouting match, nothing ended up happening, which is very good news. Because you don't want to see that between two WWE stars or anyone for that matter. But the good thing is that obviously nothing ended up happening. So, with that being said, guys, that is all of the news that we have for today. Please make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of the topics that we discussed today. We talked about the plans for Bray Wyatt and LA Knight's feud. We also talked about Andrade El Idolo undergoing surgery for his torn pectoral muscle. We also talked about WrestleMania 39 plans for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and we also talked about the heated altercation between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens after Survivor Series. Make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.